The more you praise and celebrate your life, the more there is in life to celebrate. Namaskar, welcome to PT Pointers, and in this video, we are going to cover major headlines of the Hindu, Indian Express, and Press Information Bureau. So, without wasting any time, let's start today's discussion. And our first headline is related to India International Trade Fair, जिसका inauguration recently हो चुका है, and it offers business opportunities to over 3,500 exhibitors, both domestic and foreign, and इसमें representative of 13 countries are participating, and these include Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Oman, Egypt, Nepal, Thailand, Turkey, Vietnam, Tunisia, Kyrgyzstan, लेबनन, ईरान एंड यूएई। एंड इस साल की थीम है वसुधैव कुटुंबकम, यूनाइटेड बाय ट्रेड। आवर नेक्स्ट हेडलाइन इज रिलेटेड टू पंचायत एक्सटेंशन टू शेड्यूल्ड एरियाज एक्ट 1996। एंड ये न्यूज में इसलिए है क्योंकि रिसेंटली उड़ीसा हैज कम अप विद अ ड्राफ्ट of Odisha Gram Panchayat's extension to scheduled areas rules 2023 to bring clarity in its implementation। अगर हम पेसा एक्ट की बात करें तो पार्लियामेंट के द्वारा इसको इनेक्ट किया गया था इन 1996 to extend Part 9 of the Constitution with certain modifications and exceptions to fifth scheduled areas of 10 states, and these include Andhra Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Gujarat, Himachal Pradesh, Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Odisha, Rajasthan and Telangana. It is an important and key legislation to empower tribal communities, and it is called Constitution within the Constitution, and it aims at devolving governance to panchayats in Schedule 5 areas for mainstreaming tribal development. It provides constitutional framework to preserve tribal self-governance, culture, customary laws and to protect their traditional way of living. Our next headline is related to PM Kisan scheme, and ये न्यूज में इसलिए है क्योंकि आज इसकी 15th इंस्टॉलमेंट रिलीज की जाएगी। ये PM किसान एक सेंट्रल सेक्टर स्कीम है which aims at providing financial assistance to all cultivable land holding farmer families across the country subject to certain exclusion criteria, and under the scheme an amount of 6,000 is transferred annually in 3 equal installments of 2,000 directly into the Aadhaar seeded bank accounts of the farmers. And अभी recently announced किया है प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने to launch a scheme with an outlay of 24,000 crore for the welfare of tribal people on the occasion of Janjatiya Gaurav Divas, which is celebrated on 15th November to mark the birth anniversary of freedom fighter and tribal activist Birsa Munda. He is revered as Bhagwan by tribal communities across the country. He was an iconic freedom fighter, social reformer and tribal leader of the country. He fought bravely against the exploitive system of the British colonial government and became a legendary figure in his lifetime. He encouraged tribals to understand their cultural roots and observe unity, and he also organized and led the tribal movement, giving a call for Ulgulan, which means revolt, to the tribals. Our next headline is related to Association of Southeast Asian Nations Defense Ministers Meeting Plus। तो फ्रेंड्स ये न्यूज में भी इसलिए है क्योंकि डिफेंस मिनिस्टर के द्वारा इस मीटिंग को अटेंड किया जाएगा, एंड इंडोनेशिया is hosting the meeting as chair of ADMM-Plus, which is the highest defense consultative and cooperative mechanism in ASEAN, and it is aimed to strengthen security and defense cooperation. And do you know, friends, India became a dialogue partner of ASEAN in 1992, and inaugural meeting जो हुई थी ADMM-Plus की वो हुई थी वियतनाम में in 2010, and 2017 से ADMM-Plus ministers लगातार मिल रहे हैं। Our next headline is related to Cyprus Confidential, which is a global offshore investigation of 3.6 million documents in English and Greek, and it lays bare a paper trail of companies incorporated in the tax havens of Cyprus by rich and powerful from around the world. An investigation carried out in partnership with the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists, and it involves more than 270 journalists from more than 60 media houses in 55 countries and territories. And this investigation reveals that entities with offshore residency were controlled from India, and instructions for financial transactions in these entities are given by individuals in India. Our next headline is related to SHREYAS scheme, which has been proposed to implement during 2021, 2022 to 2025-26 by placing two ongoing central sector schemes for OBCs and others, namely National Fellowship for OBC and Dr. Ambedkar Central Sector Scheme of Interest Subsidy on Educational Loans for Overseas Studies for other backward classes and economically backward classes. And the scheme is aimed at educational empowerment of OBC and EBC students by way of awarding fellowship, which means financial assistance in obtaining quality higher education, and interest subsidy on educational loan for overseas studies. So with this, let's conclude our today's discussion. Thanks for listening, and for regular updates, you can follow us on various social media platforms.